Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be dropping the rear subframe out of this guy. There's a couple pieces that we're going to have to unbolt. The subframe is basically this big kind of saddle mount kind of deal. So it's bolted in by these connectors here. You can see a little bit better over here. These connectors. So there's a big bolt going up to the body and these two little guys holding the plate. Obviously you got to take off the drive shaft, some e-brake cables, disconnect the dampers from upside the body. The brake lines have to come off as well. So the sway bar has to come off. I'm going to take the wheel off, take the caliper off. Pretty easy to get at the top bolts of the rear struts. So this is a coupe, remember? So there's these two little levers at the bottom here. There's one, take these two guys, pull them out, feet back out. Gotta be careful with the mice, they're gonna come in and eat everything. Oh, free lighter! Still works! This one pushes up. There's your top nut. Just undo those nuts and we could drop the whole subframe down. Shock nuts out from the top. I'm going to start lowering this down and let's see if this whole subframe starts popping out or if maybe the springs fall out. Damn it, I think I just cost myself a whole bunch of money. I was a complete idiot, and when I was taking these nuts off for the top shocks, I let the whole axle droop and something was getting bound up. Well, it's this. It's the hydraulic line for the leveling rear suspension. And I came back to it in the evening. There was a little, in the morning there was a little puddle, and now this whole thing is soaked. So I fucked something up. I don't know if I broke the line or the damper itself, but it's fucked. Now that I've finally taken out the struts and the hydraulic lines in the back behind the seats, I'm gonna raise it up. Going to be continuing on. I already did the other side to know how it works. So I'm taking the parking brake cables off from the back here so we can drop this entire subframe. And basically here you have your parking brake cable. It's held in, whoops, here we go. It's held in by a tab over here and they run up to the frame. And then finally they're held in by these two guys here, the cables to themselves, and then to this mechanism. And from this mechanism, we have to undo these two cables from this mechanism, and then this entire subframe assembly will be able to drop right down. To take off the parking brake cable and parking brake assembly from the hub, you need a few simple tools: 5mm, 7mm, ideally with a ball so you can, I'll show you when, 15mm wrench, and a number 3 or large flathead screwdriver, wire cutters, and some ratchet. I forgot a pretty important tool. You need a hammer. So right here you have your parking brake adjuster, your two shoes obviously. There's a retainer spring up here. There's a forcing spring on either side, which keeps the shoe to the backing plate. Underneath here, you have your main tension spring. And underneath that, right here, is your parking brake assembly cable. This is the cable, the little ratchet that comes out. And here's your cable again. So, first order of business, you want to take these guys off. And this is where you're gonna find it comes in handy. to have the ball and 7mm hex. Because as you put it in, you can see it's actually off this way a bit. So if you use that, you can take it off. You take off this whole bracket assembly. Just one thing to make sure when you put this thing back together, this spring up here, come in here, pull the cables forward, take them off. So you can see that this bolt is way overstretched. It's neck down and stretched out in the middle here. That's why the other one snapped probably. Job done.